Hello everybody and welcome back to another development showcase. This is going to be a slightly shorter showcase in which we're going to be talking about the new Inferno pass alarm. For those of you who don't know, very briefly, a pass alarm is a piece of equipment that firefighters wear, whereby if they stand still for too long while the alarm is enabled, it will activate an audible alarm that serves multiple purposes really. Say for example, a firefighter is in a structure fire and for whatever reason they become unconscious, they will stay still for too long, the alarm will go off, and either the loud audible alarm will hopefully wake them up, or if not, other firefighters near to them will hear that alarm going off and they'll be able to go provide assistance, or hopefully both. The pass alarm can also be a bit of an irritant in real life and also in the game, as you'll see. If you go search up pass alarm on YouTube, you'll see a lot of clips of firefighters doing little jiggles, little dances to stop their alarms going off, because it can obviously get quite irritating. So what the Inferno Pass Alarm resource does is quite simple really. It adds one command to the game. The command is PASS, and what this does is enable your pass alarm. So you can see there that my pet did a little animation where he went up and held his shoulder. That's meant to replicate what it would look like in real life, where typically the buttons for the pass alarm are located there on the SCBA. So obviously what I'm doing at the moment is just walking around. So while I'm walking around with the pass alarm enabled, nothing really is happening as is intended. However, if I was to then stand still, specifically for 18 seconds, you can hear there the alarm starting to go off. So to disable the alarm, there are two ways of doing it. The first, if it wasn't obvious by now, is to walk, is to move. The alarm is set off by a lack of movement, so reintroducing movement into your character will disable the alarm. And the other way is with the command. So I'll show you what that looks like when you have the alarm playing and you use the command. There we can hear the alarm going off again. And the alarm is now off. A couple of key things to point out is that while I can't demonstrate it because I am filming alone here today, the pass alarm can only be heard within a radius. Obviously you don't want to be able to hear that from across the map. So it's approximately, probably from the back of the door here to where the vehicle is, you'd probably still be able to just about hear it from another, if you're another player that is, obviously. The other really cool feature in this resource is that you can have multiple pass alarms enabled. So if I had 5 people here, all 5 of us could have our alarms enabled and each of them could go off of their own accord, and we'd all be able to hear that respectively. All the volumes would be set correctly based off a distance, so that's quite cool. The other thing to note is that obviously since it's via command, if your server doesn't implement some kind of revive script or anything like that, so when you die you immediately respawn, if you don't turn off the alarm it's going to go off again. So the idea is that if you have on your server some kind of script where if you die you stay laying on the ground for a set amount of time, the pass alarm is going to continue to go off as it would in real life. The other thing to note obviously with that is that there is currently no whitelisting or checking of any kind. Anyone in the server can just use the command /pass. If you would like to add a whitelist specifically, you can find a link in the description of this video which will take you to a page on the 5M forum written by me explaining how to add either a Steam-based whitelist or an ACE permissions-based whitelist to any resource, and this one is included. It isn't all that difficult. If you need any help, obviously you know where to find us on our Discord. The other thing, a lot of people have asked during the development phase, hey, why don't you put ped, checking in if player not wearing Firefighter suit, don't let them do command. The main reason is that a lot of servers use custom peds, which is absolutely fine, but what that means for us is that from a development point of view, it's impossible to include every single name. Now, that being said, you're probably sitting there going, well, why not just provide us the tools and we'll add them ourselves? So provide some options in the config, and that is a planned feature for the future. However, we wanted to get this out to you guys, and we can follow that up later on with an update, or in an update rather. And that's all for today, folks. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions regarding the resource, feel free to ask on the 5M forum thread, on our Discord, on GitHub, send smoke signals, whatever it is that you want to do. We'll be happy to provide you with assistance. On a final note, from a technical point of view, if you're looking to change sound files and things like that, by all means go ahead. There is one line of configuration in the resource at the moment. It's called stage 1 length, and what that is referring to is the first sound file you hear play when the pass alarm goes off. So you hear the key up sound. I'll have that playing in the video for you now. So that sound there is the stage 1 sound, and then the sound that you hear that loops is the stage 2 sound. If you want to change either of those, by all means, just make sure that you update the stage 1 length, or else your sounds will be a little bit mucked up. Other than that, it was announced in our Discord server a little while back now, we did hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you everyone who subscribed. There was a big increase in subscriber count after that last video we uploaded, which is amazing. So truly thank you to everyone for that. Hit the subscribe button so you know when we release new resources like this. We will be releasing more stuff in the near future, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. And other than that, thank you for watching and have an amazing day.